Cheryl Cliff and Jaclyn Whittal in with you today on this Thursday. Here are some of our top stories that we're following. Well, we are definitely in need of spring. And how about the dark side of no, not the Pink Floyd album, the sun this time. And what about the weekend? What will that bring? How about this video? This is cute, eh, Cheryl?
Of the country, and I don't know, digging for what?
He looks like he's digging to China. He just keeps going.
He probably could continue to do that and not ever get anywhere.
That's
right.
That's
how much snow there is. The spring equinox, of course, coming tomorrow. So this is where we start talking about there being nearly equal amounts of daylight versus
darkness. That's right, and about 12 hours when we get to the vernal equinox, also known as the spring equinox, and you can see almost everywhere, right, has about 12 hours.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about the spring equinox coming up in Science Behind the Weather. That's coming up within the next little bit. But first, we want to talk to Scott Sutherland about the total solar eclipse. Sounds interesting,
yeah.
Right? Well, and we don't see that, obviously, every day.
That's right.
What we do tend to see, maybe not every day, but fairly often at this point in the year, are rainfall warnings. And so we have another one here for West Vancouver Island, expecting to see.
As you say, goes right over the Rocky Mountains into the prairies, and then even into Monday, and then in the long range. I'll talk about that in Long Ranger, but it looks like they get a bit of a break for part of next week, so that's good news.
Okay. We have colder temperatures. Yeah, sure.
We'll
you know what? I'll take it. I'm just counting down to spring. You realize that my mind is with spring, right?
Me too.
Okay. On rivers and tributaries and on the Great Lakes themselves, keep in mind that on Lake Ontario right now, there's only, I think 25 or nearly 25% ice coverage.
Bang on. I thought I was going to say 24 or 25%. So definitely open. So don't go out on the water anywhere. Just don't even risk it this time of year. Temperatures, notice that dip in the, it's the jet stream really, but you can see that blue that was nudging down a little bit too far south for our liking. You're going to be at about seasonal for much of the east into the weekend, but don't get too used to that because we're back into another blast of cold air. Well, the west certainly has been spoiled with mild temperatures this winter. The east, not so much. You know the deal. We've been locked in a very cold pattern, lots of active weather. Where do we go from here as we get into Friday, the first day of spring? Well, I want to go beyond that because I know that we are tracking on our network the storm that's moving through on the weekend. Stay tuned. We'll have updates with that one. That one could be messy by the time it moves through Nova Scotia and even by the time it reaches the Avalon Peninsula. So this is a look ahead at Sunday. You can see quite a bit of wind, especially up through Labrador. But let's go beyond that and we'll watch what's happening next. So we're watching a system up the eastern seaboard that also just clipped St. John's. And I have a feeling that, according to this model, the colder side of the storm will be playing into this one, so most likely snow will be the case with that one. However, the next storm that moves through Ontario, we should get a blast of mild air out ahead of that one in the warm sector. Let's go to the west and talk about your storm track. It's going to continue right into the weekend to be soggy. Continue through Monday and then into your long range Tuesday and Wednesday. You look like you have a bit of a break as well. But this is the possible spring jet stream pattern that I keep seeing time and time again with models. It's this cold air digging south. Position of the jet stream allows the California drought situation probably only to get worse. Warmer Pacific air to be in place with the colder air in the east and the warm in the west.